Alright everybody, welcome back. This is Oxygen Not Included again. Few disclaimers before I get into this video. I am sick as hell. Whew, I didn't even last like 10 seconds before the yawn hit me. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of sniffling and probably the occasional cough or two. Sorry, I didn't mean to demonstrate. But Ohio got its first snow for the year, and my body also decided that it was time for me to get my not a biennial. I really only get sick like every 2 or 3 years, and when I do, it usually lasts for quite some time. So, it was time for me to finally go down the sicky path. So yeah, in celebration of that, I'm gonna be playing a Rime asteroid, so a nice and cold asteroid. But on top of that, I'm also going to not build any sinks or wash basins. And in order to do that, I have chosen 3 duplicates that have Iron Gut, but any future duplicates will not have that, so there's a good chance that they will become quite sick. But I have plans for that. I've actually been doing a lot of research on various different things and coming up with plans, and I chose this specific asteroid because I had very little to do at work. Sorry, I'm so sleepy. So I was browsing around and looking at different seeds on a wonderful website called Tools Not Included. I think I've mentioned it before. It was made by a friend of mine in the Oxygen Not Included Discord, named Kyrith, I believe is how she pronounces it. Either way, she's a fantastic developer, and if you want her to continue to make mods, she actually has made a ton of mods for Oxygen Not Included. She does have a Patreon you can support her on. Definitely worth the time. I think she is a fantastic individual, and I'm proud of her for making so many useful tools. But yeah, we're on a Rime asteroid, so shit's cold, except for this very hot point of interest, which, because it's a cold asteroid, germs are gonna die off very quickly. But this means there's a morb inside, which is cool, I think. But if I remember right, there should be a cool slush geyser over here, because I do plan on growing some very cold crops. There should be a natural gas geyser over here, and then I believe right above, yes, you can see the neutronium here. This should be a hydrogen vent, and there's more points of interest down here, more vacilators. There should be a vacillator in here. And I think that there's another geyser or something over here. I'm not quite sure. It may be just like a generic steam geyser. Either way, I have plans. The plans do eventually involve oxyfern, so initially my oxygen is not going to be what I'm intending, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So let's go ahead and increase the speed, resources, dig. The also interesting thing is that we have chlorine right here. So, I mean, technically, there's no harm in immediately going over here and getting the vacillator. Um, but like I said, all 3 of my duplicates, I've got Camille here. They all have Iron Gut. She is a vomiter. She cannot do doctoring, but she's my researcher. Gosman, also Iron Gut, also vomiter, but biohazardous, so she's going to potentially get sicker when she comes into contact with other germs. And Iron Gut, Ugly Crier, but a loud sleeper, so I need to make sure that Max sleeps away from everybody else. But my usual starting crew, a digger, a researcher, and a builder. I think I want to access this water as my initial water source because it's the largest, so I probably want to dig up. It will also give me some algae early on. Oh god, I am a yawning mess today. I really am sorry about that. But yeah, I'm not going to build any wash bases or anything like that. I'm just going to build outhouses, which is more than fine. 2 should do for now. Some ladders go down there so they can poop. But yeah, I'm gonna be probably making mistakes and sounding miserable throughout this entire recording. So enjoy that, I guess. Um, actually, I should lower these. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm sick. Leave me alone. So yeah, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to talk about because it's been a pretty mundane week. This week, nothing really exciting happened aside from me just being sick. Um, so I was chatting about it with my girlfriend, and she came up with a really good idea that maybe I should talk about what I'm currently dealing with in terms of autism and the resources that are available to autistic people largely are focused around children because typically you'll get that diagnosis as a child, which I completely get. Like it's a very big deal. You want to make sure that kids growing up have access to those resources and are able to figure things out at a very early age. Um, but since I got my diagnosis as an adult, um, a lot of those resources don't really have any use for me necessarily. Like, a lot of it is simple therapy and methods for calming down a child and getting them to interact in safe ways and, stemming behaviors that just don't work as an adult. And the idea behind that is that as you grow up, you'll figure out what you need to do and what is socially acceptable to maintain as you grow up. And because I didn't have that opportunity, I got diagnosed very late in life. Essentially, like, I am just kind of thrown into the wild, good luck figuring out adult stimming behaviors, because I've done a decent amount of research and there are very few resources for adult autistics. Essentially, you either grew up with it and you know what to do, or you have to figure it out on your own. And I'm definitely in the figure it out on your own category, which sucks. Um, and I even I went to my psychologist this week and I was asking her for help. Like, is there anything you can do to help me figure out good stimming behaviors that are socially acceptable? And all she could do was recommend an occupational therapist. But then she stopped herself and realized most occupational therapists deal with children. She works with a lot of them because she works with a lot of schools, and almost all of them are specialized in children and adolescents. So she said that she would reach out to a couple of them that she knows deals with closer to teens and see if they're willing to work with an adult autistic. Who I should probably do my no. Well, too late. I was going to switch and do Camille, who's my researcher, but oh well. What did we get? Strength. Actually, that's a pretty good one for our constructor. I'm going to leave this morb because he is generating polluted oxygen for me. And because there's a little bit of insulated tiles, this should be pretty nice. Actually, that is a really nice point of interest. Let me just pause and explain what's going on here, okay? So I may not be able to deconstruct this or this. So there is limited ability for me to utilize this, but I should be able to get rid of this door and these two tiles, and I can access this water, which is nice. Or if I wanted to, I could just come up underneath. But this is a ton of copper because I've got mesh tiles. I've got insulated tiles already, which are made out of obsidian. Sorry. But they should help prevent this point of interest from losing its heat for quite some time. And a lot of this is very dense material, and it's surrounded by chlorine at the moment. So I'm gonna leave this chlorine channel intact because chlorine also is a really good temperature insulator. It does not transfer heat very easily. So at least from this angle, it's very temperature contained. I may actually block this off as well, and I think maybe dig this out so that there's a chlorine channel all the way around. And that will provide me with a nice hot area And this pincher pepper plant may actually continue to grow and just give me free pincher peppers without me having to alter this. What temperature is 35? Yeah, if I'm able to maintain this temperature, that pincher pepper should grow for quite some time. That is awesome. So I think what I need to do is I need to research towards installation. Ugh, and finish insulating this entire thing, because that is a fantastic point of interest. Also, this is a lot of ice, and like I said, this should be my hydrogen, guys. But ice is just free water for me. That's a lot of water, actually, because I could build temp shift plates and melt it into usable water instantly. Ugh. So yeah, I should block this off to prevent any of that chlorine from coming out. So let's just, actually let's do it right here because I do want that sand. Cancel that. There we go. Yeah, so that's awesome. And I got a morb, so that's going to be generating hot or warm polluted oxygen. So that's a good oxygen source. What I may actually do is I may want to deconstruct these now. I may want to put an outhouse in here and use it up and then not empty it, so that more morbs generate in here. I don't think that morb is capable of leaving this area, so I could put a deodorizer right here and just have a generating oxygen source right here. I think, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I don't necessarily need that extra tile. I don't need access to this water right now, so I probably will just access it from the bottom, but I do want to deconstruct that, and I will put an outhouse there. Yeah. Yeah, you guys are idle. Let's inspect these, just to get the entries, inspect. But I do want to rummage through these, because I may get some warm suits. Some warm sweaters. Yeah, warm sweater. Gossman, you earned that. Take it. A cool sweater, not really that useful. I'll just leave that there for now. Let's get the lore entries. Can I inspect that one? Yeah. This. No. Alright. Can I inspect that? No. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna set this as a actually a very actually disable auto, disable building, disable disinfect. So yeah, I'll just disable it. What are you guys doing? Why are you panicking? Alright. Whatever. Yada 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 yada. Okay, so we need to start researching. Sorry, I am operating at a much slower pace than I normally do because I'm a sicky boy, as I said. I know that it's a waste of metal to go around like that, but aesthetically, I have a weird obsession with doing things like this. What was I talking about? Autism resources for adults are poor. My psychologist was going to talk with people that she knows to see if any of them are comfortable with adults. But yeah, I have no fucking clue what to do as an adult autistic, and that's probably the main reason why I made this channel, is to try and figure shit out. Like, talking things out really helps a lot. Very happy that I have hatches too. Coal is going to be a very good power source early on. I have plans for another power source, but we'll talk about that at a later date. Probably. I'm probably gonna keep playing this colony in my free time, and I'll try to do like snapshots or something, and explain those. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I haven't made beds yet. For shame. I'm an absolute mess. What did I want to talk about beyond? I want to talk about that. I don't know. This is just a mess of an episode. Yeah, I really wish I had thought of more things to talk about coming into this video. But I know that not every week I'm gonna have life-changing thoughts and processes and shit like that. Um, actually, yeah, another thing that we were discussing is maybe talking about what it was like going through getting diagnosed, because finding a psychologist that would take an adult patient to diagnose them with autism was difficult. I had to go out of network for that, which kind of sucked, but my insurance did thankfully cover it. Probably, yeah, hold on to do that first. But yeah, it was just a weird process. Yeah, I don't even want. I don't know, man. I'm just mentally burnt out. Like I don't even necessarily want to play this because I don't feel like mentally I'm capable of doing this intelligently. I'll probably just restart this colony, to be honest. But I did want to get a video out, even if it's shorter than normal, and let you guys know what the plan is, how I'm doing, blah blah blah. I'm doing okay. Aside from being sick as a dog, Jesus Christ. I do have a lot more respect for YouTubers now when they still make content when they're feeling like crap, because Jesus Christ. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna save my game and call this an episode. I apologize if you were hoping for more this week. I was hoping for more this week, and I feel like trash, and I can't keep my mind straight. I do not have the capacity to play a game and talk at the same time. And I have a feeling that my voice is going to go at some point today or tomorrow. Oh yeah, I just remembered. This reminded me. I intend on getting an artist to Quaint specifically because they can put morbs everywhere in the colony as statues. Random thought, but look forward to that. Alrighty guys, see you later. Sorry that the video was short. As always, if you have issues, talk to people. If you can't talk to people, talk to me. Putting it down in words, as I've told one of my friends recently, no matter how weird it looks when you go back and reread it, you know, once you've gotten better, that is legitimately how you felt in the moment, and that's justified, that's fair, that's real, and it can help you to figure out, you know, what's going on and track the patterns and figure out if you need help or what's triggering your issues. I mean, it's probably the basis of some type of therapy, and I'm just not aware of it. But yeah, vocalize it, write it down, whatever you gotta do. Write down your issues. Communicate your issues. People will help you, and if they won't help you, I will. Love you guys.